Okay. Just make sure that everything's working. Also, cool. That is working. And then, yeah. I think I'm actually gonna start today. What's up, guys? So what we're gonna be doing today is actually we're gonna be visualizing some diamonds. Gonna hit a bunch of different diamond shapes and everything, and we're gonna bring them to life essentially. So this is part of a project that I'm doing for a client as well, where we are rendering their diamonds out separately and placing them in Photoshop afterwards into rings so that they look as good as possible. I'm just trying to see why this why my chat from Instagram is not connected on here. Else I'll just monitor it through my phone. But okay. Let's see if I send a message here. Does it come through to Instagram? I don't think so. Let's just have a look. But alright, let's get started. I'm just gonna go grab some diamonds here real quick. And some of them it's gonna be my own ones. And some of them are going to be other ones. So let's actually start with a what are we gonna start with? A pear, hey? How's it, Rishab? How's it, Mudassir? So I think we need to, or actually, let's start with an oval here. Oval is a pretty common shape that a lot of people use. I'm just gonna import that. Hey, how's it, brother? Welcome all the way from Russia. What time is it in Russia now, by the way? Isn't it like late at night or something? I'm actually unsure. Let's quickly pull in a backdrop here. So this backdrop is going to be our default, and I'm actually going to create a model set for each new diamond. So let's just save that backdrop. Let's just make sure it's just touching the ground. And then yeah, let's create a model set from the diamond. I'm just going to call that oval diamond. And boom, we'll just delete it out of this one here. And then I want this one to always be visible. This is going to be our backdrop. And it's just essentially a normal backdrop. And this is kind of important because once you start doing using dielectric and so, you actually use the backdrops to cause some stuff. Wait, it's only like 1:30 in the afternoon in Russia? Okay, that's weird. I thought you guys are like way ahead in time than we are. Because I mean, it's 12:30 here in South Africa. Alright, it's good to know you guys are only literally like an hour ahead of us. I'm gonna be putting this in, let's just use 90. And then let's get this thing down here to 0. Because I want to get it pretty high. I want to get a bunch of shadows and stuff in with the diamond. So this diamond is it's a bit long, so we're just going to fatten it up a bit. And then maybe make it a bit, or actually, you know what, we'll get to the depth as soon as we start looking at the facets, because the depth does make a difference to how it looks. But we'll just be adjusting the width of it slightly. Hey Asif, welcome brother. Cool. Sorry guys, I know we're in portrait mode today. It's not landscape like I did the other days. Just because I'm also streaming to Instagram today. Alright, so let's set this up first. What I'm gonna do is just make this an kind of just give it a nice little backdrop. Actually, I might make this slightly more white. And then, yeah. Show, commend, please, floor, understanding, thank you. Sorry, I don't know what you mean, brother. Hey, PL, I'm doing great, brother. I'm doing great. And yourself? And do you only use Keyshot for your renders or others? I'm only using Keyshot. I still need to learn how to use. I want to eventually use Octane with Blender because you can do some insane stuff with that. But currently, I'm not using Octane. I'm just using Keyshot for my stuff. Let's take that roughness down. Let's put this at a diamond. Get the Abbey number up. And I know this looks terrible currently, but that'll all change as soon as we start fiddling with a bunch of settings. I'm just going to use one of my standard environments just to start with. And then we're going to set this over to jewelry, but I'm going to take away caustics and I'm going to put it at product mode. Selena is watching. Hey, brother. Yeah, well, have her learn, have her learn. Never too young to learn, eh? Octane is the best, but learning is tough. Yeah, that's true. Especially if you're used to Keyshot, then Octane is really difficult to learn because everything is different. Hey, Roman, how's it going, brother? So, yeah, immediately what I see here is we don't have enough black in the center stone here, which is what we'll be actually sorting out. So, I need to get some of the contrast back here. We'll kind of put that one there, this one to the side here. And then something that definitely helps with the looks of your diamonds, right? Because this looks terrible. Like, I think we can all agree this looks terrible. By the way, let me just put up the photographic mode and set up the curves and everything. Oh, brother, yeah, it's a bit hard showing everything on a portrait display. That's the only problem with it. I'm just building up. This isn't really like a tutorial on how to do it. It's just kind of playing around and how you want to get a diamond to look. But because I'm streaming to Instagram, because I haven't been streaming there for a while, I'm doing it in portrait mode, and with portrait mode it's a bit difficult. So yeah, but I'll be walking you guys through what I'm doing here as well. So first of all, this has to go up as well because that's way too dark, and this environment. So what we're going to be doing is, a lot of the times gems look like this, and that does not look great, especially with your like pear shapes, oval shapes, radiants. All these, they have these very small facets, and if all of them are in focus, it just doesn't look that nice. Keyshot is best for me because it's very easy and we have a good teacher like Octane, not much for jewelry. Yeah, so I think Octane might actually be better for jewelry. It literally just depends on for me the user friendliness of Octane just isn't there. I mean, it's super hard to set up this stuff if you're not used to that. And I just want to pull up here so I can kind of see where my depth of field is at, and it's way too far. So I just want to get it somewhere around here. And so what I did now is I put up depth of field because it's kind of hiding all of those small facets, right? And that's what you kind of want to do when you're rendering out a diamond, because even if you're looking at a diamond, you don't see everything in perfect focus. Everything is the back of it is kind of out of focus, and with your eyes you kind of have to try and mimic that in the software. What? Why?
I thought this was an empty thing, but it's the same thing evaluated at two different places with the two different.
What?
And this one is empty, obviously. And I was freaking out.
Alright. So kind of what I want to get to here as well. Like, I'm sure if we remove the backdrop, we're going to get a bit of a different look on the diamond. And we might actually do that just to kind of look and see. And then kind of adjust. And I'm doing it in CPU mode because else I'm going to have to just get rid of my camera. And I could do that potentially as well if things are way too slow, which it kind of feels like it is a bit slow. So yeah, we'll have a look and see. I don't know why my Instagram is struggling up a bit. So let's add some few more black pins in here. And yeah, kind of get some more black into this diamond. And the oval is kind of weird. And what I'm noticing here is, like, if you move a pin on your environment to the top, it actually reflects in the bottom of the oval. And if you move a pin to the bottom, it actually reflects in the top of the oval. So yeah, that's kind of weird how it works, but I guess it does. But there's just not enough black in the scene. And you know what, I might actually just go ahead and turn my camera off and maybe move this slightly down, move this up, and then I'm gonna go into GPU mode just to quicken, to speed things up, because it's a bit slow currently. And there's something weird happening in this diamond. So let's have a look, just up the samples on the dispersion, up the Abbey, and I want to get a little bit more black in the tops here, and I want to sort out whatever is causing this here in the center. Like, I'm not too sure why that's happening in the center there. Like, I have no idea why it's causing that. Let's just go ahead and save this camera in here as well, because I want to see if we're going over to orthopedic mode. Orthopedic mode, it actually looks pretty good. Can you do full physical lighting in a black environment? So I can do that. I'm not going to be doing that today though. But I don't tend to use physical lights all that often, because it just extends your render times by so long. What is going on here? Like, why am I getting this weird refraction in the diamond? Like, I'm trying to figure out what is causing this. Maybe I should just go a degree higher. Like, there's this weird refraction here, but it's only on the one side. So maybe just -2 degrees. Well, let's just put it 0 degrees. -1, -2, 2 degrees, 5 degrees. Yeah, okay, I have no idea what's causing that reaction. But in any case, let's put it back on the depth of field. And I just want to sort out where it goes to. So So we want it on the front of the diamond, right? And it's starting to actually look pretty damn good. Just it's lacking a bit of black. So let's get some black back in the diamond. And how I want to do this is kind of with some black pins, right?
Did you show Jack the green diamond?
There. We can add one here. Perhaps one there. And one there. And then I still want to kind of get the center a bit more black, but maybe not on this side, because this side is kind of causing an issue for me. I don't know why. Is it the model or what is causing that? Because as soon as I drop this one pin, you can see when it's here on the side, it's giving a weird refraction here. Product mode or interior? I prefer product mode when doing jewelry visualization. Reason for that is how KeyShot works is the interior mode has a denoiser built inside of it, and maybe not for images, but once you start doing videos, right, that's when you experience flickering. I don't know if you've ever had flickering in your animations, but it's probably because of you're rendering it in interior mode. In a okay. And if you do it in interior mode, like the denoiser that's built into that thing, apart from the KeyShot's denoiser, it kind of creates those flickering effects, and yeah, I don't like that, so I stopped using interior mode for when I'm doing jewelry. Just kind of want to figure out what I want to do with this black pin over here, because I kind of want to get it to a place where it can give a little bit of blue as well, and that you're gonna get once you start playing around with some bright white pins. And yeah, I'm actually just gonna increase the size of this one, and then maybe I'll actually make some subtle blues here and there. You see there in the right corner there, that is literally a white pin against a black background, a bright white pin. So that's kind of how you get these colors in your dispersion into your diamond. And oh wait, where did that dispersion go? There we go. Here we got a little bit of red in it, and yeah, it's just placing around a few bright white pins, and that'll give you some color back into your diamond. But it takes a bit of playing around with to kind of get it to where you want it. Like for instance, I'm trying to get one here at the left bottom now, and oh, there we go, starting to get some color there. And then I'm gonna try and get a few not on the front, but kind of get it like this. Alright. And like this isn't also the end. Like after this, like you can only do so much in KeyShot as well. Once you kind of found settings that you're happy with, it's a matter of taking it to Photoshop. Do I use lighting? Yeah, so I'm lighting with an environment currently with an HDRI. Yeah, it's just pins that I'm placing around. But it's bright pins. Like I've got small little pins that have a radius of like 4 and their brightness is up at like 20 that I'm placing around now to kind of get some dispersion in the diamonds in various places. Just to bring the life back into the diamond, because you don't want it to just look like there's facets and color. A diamond has that fire. The but you kind of want to get in there. And I would suggest playing around with like sizes as well of your pins and not having all of them the exact same size, because then you're going to get some different dispersions and everything. But the best dispersions is created when you've got a super white pin against a black background. That's when you're going to get your colors and everything to disperse. I'm just trying to get this thing, and it's such small adjustments to kind of get those colors in. Like if I bring this pin's brightness down, you can kind of see I'm playing around with a pin here, and up this brightness to about 50. Yeah, it's gonna go super white. There we go, we got some subtle blues. I don't know how clear the colors are on stream though. But yeah, then from here, I mean, just to show you guys the kind of difference it makes. Like, okay, this is the normal camera. And now I feel like an idiot because I just took away my camera that I used to set up the environment. But okay, I'm just bringing back this depth of field. But I feel like the noise, the denoise is kind of overwhelming. If you know what I mean. If you turn that off, it gets kind of gets crazy sometimes. But a lot of this stuff you sort out in Photoshop afterwards as well. So let's have a look here. Just want to see if this thing is even centered. No, it's not. That'll make it a lot easier if it's just centered perfectly. And oh, and by the way, even the environment background color, if you just got it set to white, that's going to make a difference. Like if you set this to black, it also kind of changes how the diamond looks in certain situations. Apparently not in this one. It does light it up slightly when you put it on white, but okay. I think we can actually leave that at black. And then let's just turn off this camera thing. And I want to go back to orthopedic, because that just works a bit better for me. Oval, ortho. Save that camera. And then yeah, now I gotta play again with this stuff. Because I was an idiot and didn't save my camera's position. Well, like that in the center. Actually like that. And there. I might actually just remove this pin and put this one the same way, just on the other side. Now there we go. So we got some nice blacks. And time to reposition all of the pins. Let's just move them around and see. Oh, we can get a little bit of blue there at the top. Perfect. And then get some small colors here on the sides. I'm gonna try and get a blue in the center there. We'll see if that is gonna be possible. Well, it should be possible. I just need to play around with it. Okay, so we got a little bit here, pin that can go there, but I want to try and find the facets that's going to be responsible next to those black ones, you know? Or maybe even currently, yeah, I'm on 24 ray bounces, so yeah, 24. I feel like after 24 it is not really much that you can do. Like now it's at 64, but it doesn't look much different. Maybe lights it up a bit, but I feel like 24 is a good place for diamonds, and so I don't think you really need much more than that. After that, you're just going to increase render times, and the changes aren't that visible. Like here it's at 70, and I mean, we can bump this up all the way to 200, and yeah, it increases the render times, and you don't really see that much of a difference. So 24 should be good. But actually, seeing that we're just doing diamonds, we could maybe just bump it up a little bit, like 36, just to kind of smoothen out some stuff. But also definitely increase the samples on your dispersion. Like I think I'm gonna put that around about 64 samples on the dispersion. And then of course we can play around with how dark these darks are and everything. Like we can make it fully black, or I don't like to have it completely black. And then the whites we can play around with depending on how bright you want the diamond to be, but you don't want it to be overly white. Then yeah, I don't even know if I went live on TikTok. No, I don't think I did. Yeah, no, I didn't. How about that? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We just got it. Piss off TikTok Studio. I don't need you. So something that you can also do, right, is actually bring in physical geometry, because that sometimes can also add to the looks of a diamond. Like if we take, this is just a black piece here now, so I would maybe make this larger. It's just a plane at this point, and then just make that black, turn it into an emissive material, and tick off the visible to camera. Right, and this gives you a plane that you can play with, and you can kind of control how the diamond looks and everything, and it's easy to manipulate how it looks. Like if you increase the size, you can decrease the overall brightness of the diamond and create some more contrast in it, which is a pretty neat trick to also be able to use. And yeah, what I generally do is, even on the emissive, I'll maybe have it like a white, and then just you can change the intensity, and you can also kind of brighten up your diamonds that way. And if you just take the intensity to 0, that just means it's black. And then yeah, there you can kind of see the difference it does. It just creates some more contrast in the diamond. And something that I also want to do on this, I'm going to take this plane away for now, and I'll try and share this on screen actually. I don't know how, so you guys can still see, maybe around here, right? Is I'm actually going to see how it's going to look if we add a few dust particles to it here and there. plug that into the opacity of the diffuse. I hope you guys can see that spots texture. Let me just open up here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And then yeah, over here, kind of set the color to white and the background to black. And then the easiest way that I've found doing it, just press C on your keyboard and kind of get that spots to the size that you want them. Right, so about there is good. I'm going to bring down the density all the way, just so we have a few dust particles here and there. Something like that, you know? And then I'm going to increase the fall off a bit so that they're not as apparent. And then we're going to plug this into the label here. And then they should start showing up here and there once it ramps up on some of the samples. I might actually just increase this size slightly and kind of see where they are. And then let's take the seed, because I want them to kind of be here in the center. I'm just going to increase the seed here so that they're actually visible. Get the density up slightly to maybe about 8. Alright, cool. And then you should start seeing some dust particles here and there. But we'll need to put this color like white or something. You don't really want black spots, because then it's going to look like inclusions. I mean, you can even go as far as getting, so like here you'll see a dust particle now, there you see some dust particles, and the density is actually a bit too low still. Get the density up slightly. And it looks a lot worse when you do it like this. You're like, wait, there's so much spots, but half of them aren't even visible. So that's pretty interesting as well. And then, yeah. But this isn't really something that each of your clients will like. It's just something that you can do. But it can give a pretty realistic effect on the diamond. And so as well, I just feel like they might be slightly bit too big. I'm just going to take the size down slightly. And then I might actually make it from a material from a diffuse to a plastic. So that it also has some specularity. And it doesn't do much, but it's a very small detail, just so the dust also kind of isn't that light. And I mean, there you see you kind of got a diamond that's got small little dust particles here and there, which looks a lot more realistic than something that's just doesn't have a dust particle. I kind of want to get some more black in here. Oh wait, but we can put that plain black, that black emissive plane, and we've got a bit of a darker diamond here now. And I'm actually just going to increase the contrast, sorry, not the exposure, the contrast a bit. So that we have a very nice contrasting diamond. I mean, that to me just looks awesome. And then I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick. And just share this. Yeah, I think that is the oval scenery set up. oval. So I'm gonna save that, and then yeah, we're kind of gonna create. I just want to see if I put this backdrop ramp back, how it's gonna look. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work unless we get this backdrop to be a bit more black. That kind of looks nice as well. Yeah, having the backdrop ramp there with advanced material really does take some of the, how can you put it, how quick it renders away. But I think this is pretty good. So let's create a new model set. I'm not going to copy any of these things. We're going to call this one, let's do the pear next. The pear shape. I just want to first go and do this and render the thumbnail for this one. And then, yeah, let's bring in the pear. And there we go. Import. I'm just going to delete it from the default one. And yeah, we can't see it now because it is actually up here. So we'll just bring that up. Boom. And then kind of assign, oh, hold up. Got the plane here. Let's kind of assign that to the pear as well. Bring the plane black. Yeah, you see this plane is not going to work for the pear cut. And this environment is also not going to work for the pear cut. So what we're going to do is we're kind of going to get rid of a lot of these pins. Because it's just a bit too much for the pear, you know. So I want to get some contrast in the top facets there. And it seems like it's going to be a bit of a process getting some black in those top facets. And I'm actually bringing in different scenery for this one. And then we'll work off of this scenery for the pear. It's just this one has a bit of, as a default, has a rotation on it, so we don't want that. And then, yeah, we kind of got to get rid of some of these pins and put some white back into the scene. This depth of field might actually be a bit strong for the pear. But it's fine, we'll just increase the depth of field slightly. And then yeah, let's have a look here. Let's have a look at this environment again and just increase the black pen size here. Actually, actually just bring that over to the side. And this over to this side. Now, some symmetry here. And I kind of want to get some of that black back in the top there. Unfortunately, these kind of cuts like pears and all of that stuff, I don't know why, I always for some reason struggle a bit with them. That's why we're playing around with it today. Might actually just end off taking away some of these white pins. Or actually, I've got an idea. Let's just start this one all the way from this standard environment. And it's a little less chaotic. Bring some of this stuff back. And we might actually be able to use, let's rename this to oval plane. And then we want to duplicate this. And we're going to call this one we're just going to call this one the Pear plane. We're going to change its size a bit, just so it's not as intrusive on the black on the diamond, except for here on the top. Like this is where I want to get some contrast back, is on the top. And I might actually just do this. There we got some contrast on the top. So what I've done here, I've put the plane behind the diamond like this, that black emissive plane, and that's what's creating all of these nice contrast at the back. Hold up, my chat disconnected. Oh jeez. Okay, hold up. My chat disconnected here from YouTube. If you're viewing this on YouTube and I haven't responded to your messages, sorry. It seems like my chat just completely stopped working. Let me actually just pull up the YouTube one. I'm gonna try and view it separately here. I have no idea why that happened, but okay. That's weird. I'm just gonna mute my tab. Sorry if I did miss your message on the YouTube. But yeah, for some reason my OBS stream chat just stopped. In any case, I think this is also a pretty neat looking pear. I want to say that the dust on it is a bit too much for the pear, so I might actually just separate this material and link. I will call this a pear diamond, and just actually edit this. Edit the dust a bit on this one, and then kind of just get its density down, because it's a bit too much for the pear. I think this looks a bit better for the pear. But next thing I want to do on the pear as well is get a bit more blues in there, you know. There we go. That should be good on the pear. let's get a few blues in here. I'm just going to do that by creating a new pin. Let's make about 5 big, like 20. I'd love to get some blues right up in that center. But I know that's not the easiest thing to always do. Like, let's just get this at 2. There we go. Kind of get some blues going here. Oh man, that'll be a very nice color there. All right, let's move around some pins. Just to get some color back. And you don't really want super white stuff usually at the edges, because then it's easy for the diamond to look like it's how can you put it, like it's fading into the background, especially when you have it on a transparent image. Alright, so my YouTube is connected back. Okay, so chat on YouTube would work again. I don't know why it didn't want to work properly. We got some blue on that side as well. That is perfect. It seems to me like the pear refracts a lot from what is facing dead center on it, and less from what's on the sides. I'm just trying to figure out where. Oh, okay, there's the bottom ones. This might be a bit too much color. I know for this specific client that I'm doing this for. I know he likes to have a little bit of blues and not too many colors around. But I might actually just save this and call this a pear, because I kind of like the looks of this. It's just not very symmetrical, but let's just call this pear or environment 1, and then pear 2. Pear 2 will be probably the one that we're going to be using. Like that one there is fine. Oh no, that's the one that was causing that. We've got some nice contrast. Can you stream in full screen? I cannot currently, because I'm also streaming onto Instagram. So in Instagram, you can't really screen in full screen and everything. What is my PC configuration? Well, the one that I'm using currently, it's got a Ryzen 9 7950X as well as a 4090 and about 64 gigs of RAM. Then the secondary PC that I usually use for network rendering and all those kind of stuff, it also has a 4070 in it, 4070 Ti and a Ryzen 7 1800X. Yeah, that was my previous setup before I bought the new PC. Okay, so this pear I think is also looking pretty nice. I might just want to get these white corners here at the bottom and these here that's super white, just to kind of even that out. So I'm going to play around with it. Oh, there we go. might actually not even make that color, just kind of gray them out slightly. And I'm doing that just by adjusting the color of my pen. Oh, but actually, hold up. Let's just make this. I like the fact that it's giving me a slight bluish tint here. I'll just make this slightly smaller. And boom. Such a process, and it's such small changes that you make to kind of get the difference between the blue and the black. And I kind of want to move this pin back to here just so I can get my colors back. Oh, that last sip of that monster was warm as hell. Alright, let's refresh this thing here. I'd love to get the blue pin on the other side as well. Like seriously, that'll be awesome if I can actually get that blue pin. And by the way, like what I said earlier, you can get it with white pins. So you can also kind of you can also get some refraction if you have a, like this is currently the environment setup that I got more or less, right? There's a bunch of pins, but you can also do it if you just put in a black pin somewhere. You can also get color changes, like for instance, if I move this black, I might actually start getting some color changes in certain areas. Like here, you guys probably can't see that, but there's a nice little blue and a black next to each other, which is pretty cool. To get that, I actually want to recreate that on the other side as well. And then kind of put this here on this side as well. And then I want to have a look at what this looks like on a white environment. Yeah, that's kind of looking pretty damn nice. Except it's a bit too black now at the bottom here. Like a bit of black is fine, but I feel like it's a bit too much. I'm just gonna decrease this size here. Oh, is that where the blue pins are going to be hiding? I want to get blue in the center. Alright, I want to play around with this white pin, see where do I have to make a bit more white? Not that white. Just to kind of lighten up that bottom. You see here where the sides of the diamonds are like super white? Yeah, I don't want that. Like you can down the exposure and such, but maybe I should bring the contrast down a bit. And let's just put this at a pure white background so we can kind of see that it doesn't blend into the sides. Actually, I'm fiddling with this now. There should be the oval gems. Make this the pear. And down the, just put contrast slightly, put it against a super white background. And I don't know, a lot of people don't like the brownish yellowish tint in the diamonds. I just think it looks absolutely fucking luxurious when it has that stuff, because a lot of people hide it, and I don't know, it's just such a nice beige color. I kind of think it's because a lot of people associate that with a lower color diamond, and that's why they don't like it. But for me, it just looks, I mean, you know, that color is not in the diamond, you'll see it everywhere, but it just looks so damn luxurious. But yeah, that's just one person's opinion. I downloaded an HDRI the other day from, you know, one of these online rendering platforms, and yeah, this is the kind of HDRIs they use on their gems. And it's probably not bad, but I mean, I'm just not a fan. Like, obviously, okay, this thing needs more contrast, maybe a little bit of a little bit of brightness. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of these type of HDRIs that they use. But that's currently how most of them shows their diamond, something like this. Okay, this is also just one. Hey, Wizard Lens, can you please help me with this too? With what exactly, brother? Live video paused. Why is my video paused? Like, I don't get it. Thanks so much for the kind words, brother. I appreciate it. I don't know why my live is paused. Like on my phone, I'm monitoring the Instagram chat with my phone. For some reason, Restream is not monitoring that. But yeah. So we kind of got our pear. Let's just put this on a black environment again, and boom. We got our pear sorted. Oh, I gotta plug my phone in. This thing's about to die. Rendering settings? What do you mean by rendering settings, brother? I'm rendering the diamonds, and so I'm just playing around with it, kind of seeing what works, what doesn't. Alright, so we got the pear, and then, oh, there goes my phone. We got the oval, but we kind of have to switch up the environments here. We got our oval, which I don't know. It has to be in its own environment. I mean, that just looks pretty damn nice. You download the diamond. I'm also a 3D artist. Alright, cool, bro. Yeah, well, these diamond models I created with Blender and the Jewelcraft plugin. So I just used those, and then I edited them slightly, gave them slightly beveled edges and all those kind of stuff. It's not really all that complicated. Why is... Oh, there we go. Now my phone's charging. For some reason it wasn't charging. In any case, I couldn't be able to render jewelry. Alright, yeah, well, jewelry rendering is a bit different from a lot of other renderers out there, or rendering out there. Same with photography. Jewelry photography is completely different from, let's say, automotive photography, or whatever the case may be. I actually just want to save this. Let's just go here. I'm actually going to save this in my gems folder. Boom. And I think the next cut we're going to move on to is probably a marquee. Any suggestions for improvements or YouTube channel to follow? Well, if you're rendering with KeyShot, there are very little channels out there that can teach you jewelry specific rendering. Like a channel I got a lot of value from is Will Gibbons, but he doesn't really do jewelry specifically. He's an overall product visualizer. He does have 2 or 3 videos or tutorials on jewelry rendering, which do help. Yeah, jewelry isn't exactly his niche. I'm yet to find somebody which provides useful content for jewelry using KeyShot. And I haven't been able to find anybody that's willing to share a lot of stuff on YouTube besides Will Gibbons. And so, but I just watched his videos and I kind of used them to implement it into jewelry as well. But that's a process in its own. You can feel free to check out my channel. I don't have tutorials and stuff on there. It's just those things take so long to do. And I don't really have the time currently to sit just to do tutorials. That's why I'm doing live streams. Alright, so let's have a look. The next one I want to do is a marquee cut. And let's bring in a marquee diamond here. And it's not going to show up here now, but let's just bring it here in on the geometry view. Oh goodness, this marquee is so small. I'm going to have to make that bigger. Alright, cool. So we got the marquee done. Let's put the Pear diamond on here. Oh man, that straight out of the bat actually looks pretty damn nice. I actually kind of like that already. We might just make small adjustments to this one's scenery. So yeah, everything I'm doing now currently, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. All of that basically records and it's available on YouTube to view afterwards. Like if you go and have a look at my YouTube channel, there's some previous streams on other stuff that I did. The other day I was setting up a commercial scenery on there and the process, and I was streaming full screen so you can see everything. But yeah, go have a look at my channel. There might be some stuff there that'll actually help you. Your content is priceless. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys can kind of get some value from it, because that's what I'm trying to do with the live streams, because I don't have time to sit and prepare tutorials and all that kind of stuff. So I try to make up for it with the live streams. But I do appreciate the love, brother. Your KeyShot have diamond texture also? Yeah, KeyShot does have the diamond specific material. I tend to use a dielectric material most of the time, but they have a gem material that allows you to ignore intersecting geometry and all of that. I just feel I got a lot more flexibility with a dielectric material, because I mean, you can change a lot of stuff in dielectric. You can add labels onto it, like the dust particles that I have on the gems, which you can't do with a gem material. So let's duplicate, well actually I want to see how it looks with the first scenery. No, the second one's better. Let's duplicate this and let's go Marquise. It's going to be a marquee scenery. And then kind of add a little bit here. I want to get more black into it. Just a little bit of contrast. Oh, if I can get that center to be blue, that'll be awesome. Just like a little smidge of blue. It's free or you need to purchase? Well, what is what free? The gem material? Because gem materials is standard in Keyshot. They've got a bunch of materials. I mean, if you look at these, this is just kind of like this 3D jewels is a purchasable thing. But I mean, if you look at all of these materials, all of this stuff, they've got gemstones here. All of these are free. That's included with Keyshot. Like, I mean, there's a ruby, there's rose quartz, there is fire opal. All of these come standard with Keyshot. There's emerald, but they're good to start off with. But as you get a bit more advanced with Keyshot, I recommend making your own ones. Like, I've made my own emerald, and it kind of looks something like this. It's not, it wasn't specifically made for this gem, but yeah, that's just kind of to give you the idea. I'm kind of loving the way this marquee is looking, to be honest. What do you guys think? Think it looks good, or you think we can do better? But I actually love the way it looks. I'm just gonna render out that thumbnail. I mean, it's got decent amount of contrast in it. It's got some blues, got some yellows. I really like the looks of it. And then, why does this thing? Sorry, my Instagram live keeps on pausing for me for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I can see like the new comments coming in, but for some reason the live itself pauses. And let's save this as well under resources. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing here. Resources, gems, gem scenery. Boom. And then the next one is gonna be also one of my favorite ones. Is a princess cut, like my previous ring. Actually, I want to show you guys this. My previous ring had a princess cut. Let's just do this. And so I got this ring made, right? This one is now, oh, it's not gonna focus. Let me just try and take it off. So this one currently, oh shit, is an Asher cut. Oh, the camera is not picking it up. It's actually useless. But my previous ring was a princess cut as well, and it was a synthetic ruby. Now I got myself a Alexanderite that's basically Asher cut, and we completely redesigned my ring and everything. And it's got a few moissanite on the side, and everything that I got from one of my partner's suppliers, which is actually awesome. So let's bring in the princess cut. I'm gonna turn my webcam back off because in GPU mode, because I'm using video broadcast to get rid of my background. It's just gonna lag me out. So let's bring out the what do you call it? I just wanna, before I do that, I just wanna duplicate this plane here and also call it the marquee plane, because just so further down the line I don't get confused. Let's go here. Let's go princess, and then after the princess, we're probably gonna get to my all-time favorite cut, which is the emerald. I absolutely love emerald cuts. Princess square. Let's bring that in, and actually just go like this. There should be good. And then let's put this on. Oh man, that already looks cool. Let's go princess diamond. Boom. Not exactly. We need to get a little bit more color into it, but that's a very good starting point. I actually might just make this thing a little bit bigger. Oh crap! Yeah, we got the Marquise plane here at the back. It's kind of not helping. No, wait, cancel. Let's just remove that. I'm actually very... Ooh. Might be a little bit too much black for most people, but I'm actually liking that. Let's go like this and just take it back a few notches. That one. We'll call this the princess plane. And kind of just play around with this. There we go. That actually looks super nice as well. Might just need a few tweaks here and there. Say princess cut. And I mean, I'm gonna actually try something real quick. Let's just rename this to Princess Plane and not Princess Plant. There we go. I just want to see something, right? This actually looks super good. Hey. It looks kind of weird because it's in orthopedic mode, but I mean, if you put this in a perspective, it'll look a little bit better. Like, let's close that out and close this out. And just open up the animation tab here. Like that looks a little bit better. You're getting some nice colors as well. What software do I use to make diamonds? So I would either use Rhino or I would use Blender to create diamonds and usually diamonds, it's fine. You can, on Blender, there's a free plugin called Jewelcraft that has a bunch of shapes and that's usually fine. It's just I recently found the Radiant Cut to not look exactly the way I want it to look. Let's render out this thumbnail. But I want to get some more blues into this diamond. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but I'm going to figure it out. I'd actually love to get some blues. In the center here, and then let's grab one of these. Do you use OBJ export or STL triangulation files? So when I'm working with Blender, I would use FBX, not OBJ or STL. Don't ask me why, it's just the thing that works for me. When I'm using Rhino, I would export it as a 3DM file, because then you have NURBS, which is essentially infinite resolution on your mesh. So yeah, that's kind of the things I would play around with. I just want to see if I turn off this plane. I might actually just make this plane. Just give it a little bit of a... And it kind of takes away from the lightness. Let's like keep it at 20. Just to have that contrast there, because it adds a lot of contrast. I don't know what looks better though. Maybe this one has too much black in it. And this one actually looks pretty good. But there's something that bothers me on this one, and it's a light that's somewhere around here, and I don't know which one it is. But one of these lights are bothering me. And it's right here on the edge. I don't know if you can see that on the table. It's kind of giving a light off there, and I'm thinking it's one of these ones in the center. But yeah, it definitely was one of those in the center. And that looks pretty good. Can I shock you guys quickly? What happens if we turn off depth of field? That's what happens when you have every single refraction in focus. And that's kind of why you have to, when you're rendering diamonds, you have to use depth of field, because having each and every facet or refraction in focus, it just looks terrible. Actually, let's try and see if we can build a new environment for the princess. Start off from scratch on it like this. And I kind of just build its own, you know. Ooh, here we got some nice blues there. And then I think let's take some of this here as well, and ooh, if I can get a blue streak there, that'll be awesome. Can't really. And that sucks. About to drop the brightness. I kind of really want a blue streak here, like I'm focusing on this area here now. And I kind of want to get a little blue streak there. I wonder if I were to turn this thing black, if it'll give me a blue streak. Alpha. Like now that's just going to make it black. Let's make it 5. And then just kind of, nah. Yeah, I'm using Keyshot 2024, but it's 2024.1. I haven't updated to the latest version just yet. Oh crap, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Nah, brother. Well, if I were to make this pin blue, this kind of gets some blues in here. This might actually be another way of getting some blues in here. Just that slight blues, you know? But I need some brightness to this thing. This is another way, if you actually make your pins blue, you can also get blues in. It's just, it looks a bit more artificial doing it this way. Which I like to get the natural blue hues of it when you actually do it with refraction. But I mean, this also looks, I don't know. I'm indecisive about this, using a blue pin to actually add the blues. I just feel like it doesn't look that natural, you know? Like here you got a purple to blue, like gradient going, and yeah. I don't know. Kind of like the looks of that one. This one, it feels like it doesn't have enough black in it. That could just be me as well. There we go. I think that looks pretty damn good. I'd love to get some of that yellows in here though. Let's actually try. Just down this thing a bit. Because that is kind of giving me, oh shit, no, not what I wanted to do at all. There we go. Got some red in here. I just really love Ivan Vuzem. Yeah, I know of him. He's part of a Facebook group that I'm also part of, digital rendering or something like that. So I've seen him on there a couple of times. This thing has so nice color actually to it. You know, one thing we haven't done is actually like bloom. Call this princess. Is bloom. I mean, you can play around with that as well. You can get some pretty nice effects with some blooms here and there as well. Just don't overdo it. The Facebook group is called Digital Rendering or something like that. Let me quickly see if I can find the link here and send it to you in chat. Oh, but I can't send to my Instagram. Or maybe I can. I can. I'll send a link in the chat to the group. Digital Rendering for Jewelry Designers. Yeah, there we go. That's the chat's name. So let me open up my Instagram here, and then I don't know what just happened. I tried sharing it in the chat, and yeah, now I'm sitting like a I don't think I can share links in the chat. Just go and search digital jewelry for renders. It looks like this. The group looks like this. Digital rendering for jewelry designers. I know Ivan was in. Sometimes he's on here. Like here's some stuff I did the other day on stream as well. Actually, I didn't do this one on stream. I did the full gold one on stream. But yeah, Ivan was he's on here as well. I know he has courses for jewelry rendering, and yeah. But this I think is a pretty damn nice looking, how can you put it? Princess, man. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And then, how would this environment look on the Marquise? Now, I feel like the other one we had looked a bit better. And then, yeah, let's get to the emerald cut. First, let's get this thing emerald diamond. This is probably one of my favorite diamonds, actually. They're not the easiest to render always, but it's definitely one of my favorite cuts of diamonds. They just look so damn good. I gotta delete that from there. And then just bring this up here. Get my geometry view. Boom, and bring this up here. Just take that slightly back. And yeah, we'll put the princess diamond. Oh crap. Princess diamond on there. And obviously we'll just hide that firstly. Unlink this material and call this emerald diamond. Boom. And yeah, the scenery for an emerald diamond is completely different though. You can't just do it the same way you do everything else. So we're gonna start off this one. Just gonna rename this one Princess 2. We're gonna start off from scratch again on this one. On my default scenery. And the nice thing with emeralds is sometimes you can go without depth of field, or the depth of field doesn't have to be as harsh. So yeah, let's call this the emerald. And I just want to go back to something that did not have just increase the Y slightly here. And then you don't really need a super complex scene for an emerald, but you also don't want to make it too black, which generally ends up happening. Oh, that's perfect, not what I wanted to do. Let's just go and decrease the, there we go. Decrease the Y there slightly. And then want the blues and everything in here. I don't know how people feel about the browns and emerald cuts. I feel like most people use would prefer like a bluish color for them. I'm just gonna do that. And then I'll kind of get rid of this pin and this pin. Get this there. The nice thing that I want to get on the emerald is kind of these black sides, right? Just to make it stand out a bit more. And the parts that I usually struggle with is these corners. Getting these corners looking pretty nice. Just change that corner slightly. And, yeah, let's add some brightish pins. And I'm just going to make this a 2 or maybe a 4. Increase the Y on it, of course, but we're not going to put a dead center on. kind of want to use it to get some nice highlights some places. This one here, we're kind of going to need that one. And we'll put it here at the bottom as well, just so we get some nice contrast. By the way, what plane material? Oh shit, we even have a black plane here in the front. And I'm not too keen on. Just keep that there. Just want to see. Yeah, it's not really doing anything for us. So what I'd rather do is actually, I'll show you guys on screen here, is actually move this plane to the back, right? And then yeah, that should be good. And I'm just going to change this name of this plane to Emerald Plane. I'm going to kind of increase the stuff here. And I also actually want to just unlink the material of that one there. Just make it pitch black. Why am I sitting with this thing keeps going back there? Oh, it's because I've got this stupid thing. I didn't see that. My phone was blocking that view. There we go. And the environment for this emerald is kind of looking like this now. So it's not a super complex environment or anything. You just kind of got to play around with it. But it does have some nice color to it. I'm kind of liking the color on it. You've got a good amount of blues. You got some yellows going around. Yeah, I really like that emerald scenery. And let's just render out a thumbnail. And if we add the bloom back to it, the bloom doesn't really change much. But I mean, you can always go into that environment and actually change the color of things. If you want more blue stuff, like you can go and add the blues in. I'm just not a fan of doing it that way. I'd prefer it to be black. But I mean, let's say you're doing these accents on the sides, maybe giving them a smidge of a bluish color instead of black. You can do that. But yeah, that's not really how I like to do things. But you can do that if you want to get that blue colors in and everything, and no, that's way too much. I just prefer to have it black. However, we might want to add slight little bit of blue into it. So let's just duplicate that. And then we add the blue. here, we're just gonna drag that. Maybe we want that blue color in here, and this one make it a lighter blue. Increase that a bit. And you can adjust the hue to what you want it, or the brightness of it at least. So this is just a small pin that I have here, and it's a super bright pin actually. Oh shit, I don't want it that big. I actually just want the X size to increase on this, and we'll take the brightness down, and we'll give that nice thing. Like there's your natural blue. This one here at the bottom, if I turn off the blue pin, you can kind of see everywhere we're getting some natural blues. And I hope you guys can kind of see what I mean with it looks a bit better than actually adding in blue pins. But yeah, let's do this. Just take down the X on this thing and actually increase the Y. Then we can use that to give you the nice blues. But yeah, you gotta be careful as well with how much blues you're actually putting, or bright lights you're putting in, because you don't want to take away all of the contrast. You still want that black in there. So I'm actually going to remove that one, because it takes out a lot of the contrast, if I can say that. Alright, so if we actually want to go back and add some of that contrast back, kind of got to get some more black pins going as well. I wonder why this one. Oh, that's why. Just get that one to the top here. There we go. And I reckon that's a pretty good looking emerald. So we're just going to go ahead and save this file once again. Curious to see what it looks like in this environment. This is the oval Pear's environment. You kind of see how not every diamond works in other environments. Like this is the princess's environment, another princess, and environments for different gems. It's strange how different they really are. I'm just playing around with this one's now. Kind of I want to see if I can get that bluish in the center there. It's so small adjustments, it's crazy. Let's just try 43.25 degrees. Yeah, there we go. And then but I'll also see how the client feels about having the orange and everything in there. Like I say, some clients, they don't like the orange, some of them do. Oh, can have the blues in there. something like that. I kind of like that. Alright, save this scenery. And then yeah, we've done the oval, we've done the pear, the marquise, the princess, and the emerald. So next one up, I want to kind of see maybe the radiant or the Asher cut. The Asher cut's environment's not much different from an emerald, because I mean it's just a square emerald. So yeah, we'll have a look at that now. What else do I have in here that I haven't done yet? Oh, the cushion cut, yeah, and the radiant. So I think let's tackle the radiant real quick. Let's quickly do the radiant. And let me bring. I actually made this radiant cut myself. Because I couldn't find one online that was actually accurate. So yeah, this radiant cut was actually made by me. I just want to get the size down a bit. There we go, that's about good. And yeah, let me just delete that one. Get rid of the emerald plane for now. Let's just assign the radiant cut on here. Oh, that already looks very good. Oh, crap. Why did it put every single thing in its own geometry? Hold up, something's not right here. Okay, now hold up. I gotta see what's wrong with this radiant cut here, man. And I can turn my camera on a bit again. Oh, not what I want to change. Move this down slightly. Because we're gonna head over to Rhino real quick and just see why this thing is all different shapes and pieces. I mean, it's supposed to be joined together. It's almost as if all of these things have not been joined into a single surface. An open poly surface? Oh, wait a minute. I remember what happened. So these bond, if I join this together, right, and I go and analyze the edges. Yeah, I got these naked edges the other day and I just don't know why. So what I ended up doing is deleting these edges and just replacing them. So with a patch tool, that kind of worked. And then, so I didn't update the model actually. So let me actually just do that real quick. Alright. Here's all the surfaces and it should be a closed poly surface. Yeah, there we go. So let's actually save this. And then just drag this back in because that's pretty crazy. And I'm just going to delete this one. I'm going to copy the position of this one, paste this one in there, going to get rid of that one, and yeah, let's just put the emerald thing on here. Now it should be one object. I'm going to call this radiant diamond. I mean, I kind of want to see what works with this one from what we already have. Like the marquee one doesn't look too bad on it. How about the oval one? Not bad. Not what we're looking for. Kind of liking this. And that's still on go. Sorry, my stream froze again. We're gonna adjust the scenery here now. I'm kind of liking how it's looking just out of here. It's just a bit too, how can I put it, black. That I'm kind of liking. Crap, my phone just fell again. Oh well, let me just lay it down normally, so I'm going to duplicate this Pear plane. Kind of get it on the back here. No. Oh, the visibility in reflections is turned off. No wonder this stuff looks so weird. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off this plane here. There we go. So this one here, it's actually gonna give us some contrast in the back here. Especially on the bottom. Let's just call this radiant plane. I'm gonna duplicate this. Put this on global. Kind of do something like this. Yeah, essentially what I got going here is something like this on the planes. Let me just move this up a slight bit. Just to kind of get some, see how it controls the contrast. I actually like it there. Put the contrast back, you know. All right. Let's just have a look at the emerald environment. This Pear 2 environment is really working for it. I'll just make some modification to it. Radiant. Let's just take this away, because I don't think we're going to be needing that pin. And that already looks super nice. And I might actually just go to like this kind of camera angle. But just create a more separate one for the radiant, because I want to bring the depth of field slightly forward. Maybe just slightly back, I mean. And that I think looks pretty good, because the thing I was looking for in the radiant cut, which the standard ones weren't giving me, the standard radiant cuts had like this 4-pointed star in the center, and it's something you just don't see that often. You more see like this arrows going like this, pointing towards the center in the radiant cut, or at least the ones that I've seen. So that's why I actually went and created this model completely from scratch. I mean, to kind of show you guys how I did this, let me open up the thing, the Rhino file here. Is I actually went in and I dragged these lines. So I custom made these lines and everything, and then you can kind of adjust how you want it to look and everything, and then you just go in and fill the surfaces afterwards. And I did it from this this diagram here. So kind of used this diagram that I used to create this. And yeah, after that I just made some minor adjustments because I quickly realized that this diagram, the side view here, is not in proportion to the top and bottom view. The side view is actually slightly bigger. So yeah, that kind of sucked when I figured that out. So I had to go and change the stuff and kind of decide the depth and everything. So yeah, that's kind of how I created this thing. But I'm thinking that looks pretty nice. And then, yeah, next one would be an Asher cut. Let me actually walk you guys through the whole process of how I would make a rounded surface gem, right? So if we go onto Blender, I'm gonna open up Blender here. And then get yourself the Jewelcraft plugin. Like, it's super convenient. It kind of has these kind of things here, so you can say, okay, first I want to select it. You can add a gem, and there's a bunch of gems to choose from. I just want to position this so you guys can also see. Here's all the gems you can choose from, and I mean, they have an Asher cut here. So I haven't made one myself, so all I do is create the Asher cut. Let's just use a standard size, like 7mm or something. Boom. And then it creates me an Asher cut here. And all I literally go in and do, you guys can do this for yourself. Hey, how's it, brother? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Nice to see you on the stream. I can actually turn on my webcam now. So all I literally go in and do is I'll enable the wireframe and then go into edit mode on this, and it's already got all the edges selected, which is fine. And I literally go in, bevel it slightly. Oh, maybe just zoom in a bit before you bevel it slightly, and then you can use shift and just give it that slight little bevel, man. That's literally all it takes, and it increases the looks of your diamonds so much. And then I just go export this as an FBX. I'm kind of going to put this into my resources. Gems, boom, Asher. Visible objects only. Boom, and I've already set the units. Be sure to set units on it as well through the gem thing, else you're gonna have gems that are way too big when you import them. And yeah, that's literally how I create the diamonds. And that's the same way a lot of people do theirs. So let's actually go here and call this Asher. Import that. And I'm going to drag in that gem here now. I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to delete that one. And let me just hide my webcam here again. Bring up my geometry view. And I'm just going to quickly select that Asher cut. Boom. Boom, we got our Asher cut. And man, that already looks super neat, super clean. I might actually just make it slightly bigger, increase the scale a bit on it. And I mean, that already looks super clean. And you can see where those edges that we beveled, where it's adding that stuff back into the diamond, and that's just super cool to see. And now what we want to do is, I think the emerald environment should look, nah, actually not. The radiant actually looks pretty decent in here. Let's have a look at the princess environment, the pear. The oval maybe? No, not a radiant we got working here. Actually looks super nice. So we'll actually just duplicate the radiant one and we'll call this Asher. Or actually, you know what, no. I want to start from scratch on the Asher as well. Let's get rid of this light first of all, because it's not going to benefit us at this point. This one too. And let's create some contrast in the diamond first, foremost. You kind of want to go for symmetry on here, so yeah. And on here, I'm going to actually duplicate this and take it to the sides here. And let's add a small bright pin. Have you been, Mustafa? We haven't had a chat in a while, brother. Gonna get that thing just looking like that. Want to get a slight blue tint on that left side there. And oh crap, no. And kind of get that right thing there. I actually want to make this black and add that as an alpha. Make that a rectangle, just make that smaller. Because you got to kind of think of the shape of your diamond that you're building as well, because that's more or less the shape of your environment that you're going to use. If you think about it logically. That's good to hear, brother. I'm glad you're busy. Let's call this to Asher. And I actually want to bring the depth of field back just a slight bit. And in this one I might actually end up coloring some of the lights, just to kind of get that blue tints here and there. That's not going to work there, so let's just reduce the saturation on it. Maybe increase the brightness a little bit. Hey, thanks so much, brother. Yeah, I'm trying to help some people out and all of that stuff, and it helps me be productive on my projects as well, being live. So yeah, but I'm glad if people actually find the content useful. I kind of want to get on on that top one there. And then maybe on the sides here. Just a little smidge. There we go. And yeah, that kind of, I think that kind of looks pretty good. I like it. But it's not if I like it, it's if the client actually likes it. So let's save this one here. Boom. And oh, let's actually see what these do. Nope, that one's not gonna work, that one's not gonna work. That one just makes it way too dark. I kind of want to see yeah, that should be good. I'm gonna quickly just adjust this plane slightly. Let's just do it local. I'm gonna bring it a bit closer in. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Just call this Asher 1, Asher 1, and then Asher 2 is gonna be here. I'm just gonna rotate this thing 90 degrees. Bring that down. Just kind of want to get that nice clarity in there. There we go. That might be a bit too much black for it though, to be honest. I don't know. I might need to bring this plane out a bit. Just give it that slight black detail there. Now that's good, brother. I'm glad to hear you're getting a lot of business. There is so much business out there. I mean, I've noticed it alone in just the past few months that there is so much to do out there. Alright, that kind of, I think this kind of sets it. Looks slightly better than the other one. Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diamond cuts here. What is left? I think I still need to do... I've already done the rounds. The rounds came out pretty damn nice. I don't know if we're going to be doing heart shapes. I got Marquise, I got Pear, I got Oval, I got Princess, Emerald, Radiant, Asher. Whatever shapes are there that I need to kind of do. Let me just have a look here. Cushion. Oh yeah, we need to do a cushion cut. So let's actually do a cushion cut. Boom. Cushion. I'm not gonna save those things. And let's bring in that cushion cut. Kind of take that out there. Boom, boom. This cushion cut might actually be a bit small. Make this bigger. There we go. And it's a sign. Oh man. That already looks super cool. Cushion. I mean, it's got a bit too much blue in it there. Too much black here. Yeah, let's just start it from scratch here. Oh, let me just remember to rename this to Asher before I forget. Let's just start this one from scratch as well. And kind of might actually end up making this slightly smaller. Maybe not as small, but yeah. Just kind of bring out those facets there. And then of course we need to do this on the lower one as well. And I'm curious to see what this would look like with the Asher cut thing. Kind of giving me a nice black thing there. And let's put some bright pins in here and there. It's like a 5. There we go. I kind of do want to... No, I need that basically. I just need to decrease the... We'll just keep it like that. And then potentially just have small little rectangles here and there. That'll actually bring some color back. That I think looks pretty damn good. Yeah, got some nice blues in there, got some nice other colors in here. Alright, let's call this cushion. And I think that's kind of going to conclude the shapes for today that we're going to be doing here. Just render out a thumbnail and save the scenery. But yeah, I think we got some pretty nice colors today on this and everything. And I'm actually going to be rendering out all of these. I'll post them on my socials as well, but I'm going to render them out in 4K because they're going to be used for resizing and photoshopping in a bunch of other stuff. So we got some preset stones that can be photoshopped in rings if they want a consistent look on their diamonds and everything. And I'll probably come in and change it for each client because every client has a different way they want their diamonds to look. Some want super white diamonds just with blue, no other colors. Other people want more colors and more reds and everything. But yeah, I know you guys couldn't see exactly what I was doing in the environments today, but do yourself a favor. Like, I mean, here we got a couple of environments and they're all basically more or less the same. So like here you can kind of see how the environments look like. This is the oval. This is just a random ass environment. Here we had one of the pairs, the other pair. All of them are similar, and it's just to go and play around with each of these things. And yeah, it's simple as that. I keep using this one startup environment that I created, that I do a lot of stuff from, and it's this one here. Like from here you can kind of tweak everything and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, but that's going to conclude our stream for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the stream. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, cheers. Or actually, you know what? Do any of you have any questions or so? Maybe I can answer a few questions before I head off. If you got questions, pop them in the chat, and let me see how I can help you guys answer a couple of questions. So here's your chance now. The floor is yours. Oh, Mustafa, I only see this message now. You're planning on creating some resources for Octane Render focused on jewelry rendering. I hope to help many people gain valuable knowledge. That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. Let me know once you do that, because I'll definitely be keen, because I want to learn Octane. I know I've been saying that for so long. It's just I keep putting it off because it's such a steep learning curve. Is there no questions, guys? Does nobody have any questions or anything about rendering or whatever the case? I'm here to answer it. Else, I'm gonna hop off. So if you guys do have some questions, you have the floor now. I'll give it about, like, I want to say 15 minutes, that I could maybe show you guys a thing or two specifically, and then I'll end stream. Let me actually just save this out. What environment I usually use for silver? So it really depends. Like that same startup environment, whenever I need to render silver, I use this same startup environment, and I kind of tweak it depending on the design. So like for instance, I had a stream a bit back on my YouTube where we created, I'll quickly show you guys the environment. Let me just close here. Let me quickly show you guys the environment we created, or the file I created. It's not available for download anymore. It was on my YouTube. I shared the link for retransfer, but I think it has expired now. Let me quickly go here. Yeah, so we created this scene template for commercial renders for this. And yeah, it's a super simple scene setup. Sorry, I'm just gonna zoom out here so you guys can actually see. It was a super simple setup. Let me just turn off my webcam here because it's gonna lag in any case. So I'll kind of show you guys here. So we had a back plane, just a back plane that essentially had a very basic material on it, advanced. And there was kind of the specs of the material. All of this is saved on my YouTube. You can go through that video and see the entire process of how I created this scene. And the environment I used for this, because we used a backdrop, it was a super simple environment. It was something like this that you can see. We had a gradient pin here in the center, 2 little fill lights on the sides of squares, and then 2 lights here, 1 light at the top, and just 1 bright pin, and it wasn't super bright, it was like 2. And yeah, then we also had a physical light in here, which is a plane that I added. I actually added that for demonstration purposes for physical lights, and it ended up looking so good I kept it in the scenery. So that's the kind of stuff I use. And I mean, I went through how I create my gold materials and rose gold and all of those kind of stuff. So all of that is available on that one stream. If you go on my YouTube and check the entire process of from start to beginning, this ring model, we downloaded it for free of CG Trader. and everything. But I do want to encourage you guys, because I get a lot of questions on the environment and everything, and go and play around with environments. I feel like a lot of people, they don't play enough with it and experiment enough with it. And there's not one environment that you're going to drag in and drop in, and it's going to make everything look super nice. Like this environment worked with this design, but once you got a different design in here, it might not look as great. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile. Go and experiment with it. Go and look a bit at how jewelers set up their lighting and everything. And yeah, when you're playing around with a backdrop, that's going to allow for a lot of light bouncing around. So then you don't need a white background on your environment. You just need some bright white lights on a black background, and that black background is going to cause you to get these nice contrasting areas on the ring, and you just put in a few white lights. Super simple, and it makes everything look very good. Hey Roman, thanks so much for tuning in, brother. Appreciate it. Is there any other questions? I would say specifically with Keyshot as well, because that's the software I know that I can help you guys on. I don't really know much of the other ones, or you can ask general rendering questions as well. Yeah. I need to get another monitor to like set up here on top so I can look at there, so it doesn't look like I'm not looking at you guys. I was actually looking at a monitor the other day to buy one to replace my main one, because my main one's giving me a little bit of issues, but not enough to justify buying a new monitor. Man, this live really is. Alright guys, if there is no more questions, I'm going to see you guys in the next stream, which will probably be next week, because I'm going to be doing a few stuff this weekend that can't be shared on stream yet again. But I'll see you guys in the stream perhaps next week somewhere. I really want to get a stream where I'm putting together a dynamic video, and then maybe have another separate stream for the After Effects where we're editing After Effects. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to stream while I edit in After Effects, because it's so resource intensive. I mean, when I'm adding the glares and all of that stuff, because I work with a 32-bit workflow, I max out my RAM frequently, then I'll be using like 98% of my RAM, and it's a super slow process. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream. I don't know how much RAM the stream uses. I know it uses CPU and GPU obviously, but yeah, I'll see if I can stream the After Effects workflow as well. How do you add layers and all that stuff to diamonds? But it's just going to depend. Else I'll have to look at getting another 64 gigs of RAM, which I might actually just do just to increase the productivity on that workflow. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Cheers, I'll see you in the next one.